All right, everybody, we are live now. I would be needing 30 more seconds to start my conversation. All right, so we are going to start now with the conversation of how to prepare yourself for IELTS. Is it better option than TOEFL? Which door is going to open for you? All right, so I will keep it very concise. TOEFL is very limited for certain countries, but IELTS is quite accommodating for from my understanding, 90 percentile of any academia. So either you are planning to go to explore major universities, I think you should opt for IELTS. But again, if you cannot opt for IELTS, then choose a way where you can knock the door open for yourself, especially for European universities and Australian and New Zealand's one. Okay. So you need to look at your profession. You have to look at your professional goals and also understanding of which IELTS examination will lead you towards the right conversation. Okay, so I'm going to keep conversation open for both individuals, the ones who are looking for professional opportunities, jobs, and the other one who are looking for academia. They want to join universities for higher education, postdoc, XYZ. Okay, so we are going to start with listening because IELTS start with listening. And when we are talking about listening section, either it's academic or it's journal. It will consist of 30 minutes of conversation where you have to hear all conversation, you have to jot down your answers. Okay. And then at the end, you will have 10 minutes to utilize that time to align your answers in the sheet. Okay. So it has four different sections. When we talk about four different sections, you can see section number one depends on the conversation of two people. Okay. Section two has to do with monologue. That means one person would be explaining you about a particular situation, thing, experience, XYZ. So starting with a normal conversation between two people to one person explaining, all right, and then a group of conversation in section number three, where are a group of people talking together. And number four, it has to do with a complete talk. One person is giving you a complete information about certain topic. If you understand the psychology behind designing these four sections, you need to understand that they want to see your ability to understand the environment, understand the conversation, understand the nature of the dialogue. It's between either two person. It has to do with either, you are grabbing the information or understanding the situation, what's going on. So they are looking at the adaptability of you understanding the society. Okay. One of a question is popping in that what about individuals who don't have good memory power? Do they have paper taking? Yes, you will have a paper. You can jot it down. Okay. And one of the best way to do listening session is I would always recommend then start with reading the questions first. Okay. Because you have to know the answers that you have to take, the information that you have to grab while they're having conversation. And listening is a tricky part if you are not good at um, understanding different accents. So if you are opting for IELTS, you need to understand there are different accents within United Kingdom. And you have to go through different channels and blogs to um, make yourself comfortable towards different regional accent. Okay. So I would suggest to you go for BBC Radio, read BBC blogs. You must understand the conversation in the written way, or maybe in the podcast, especially what topics they are generally talking, because that is something that will be popping up in your examination. Okay. So when you are trying to understand types of question of listening, so there are 6 definite type. Since you all have notes, I'm not going to go in details reading each line. I will take you to the headings and I directly take you to the questions so that you understand if I'm talking about multiple choice, how multiple choice question seems in the paper. Okay, so there are 6 type of questions that you're going to have um, in IELTS listening: multiple choice, short answers, sentence completion, notes, table, summary, flowchart, diagram completion, labeling, and classification. All right. So let me take you to example number 1, multiple choice. Okay. So here I'm going to ask you a question. The chat box is open in front of me. You can open your mic as well to have conversation. My question is that when you read C, type 1, type 2, and type 3, when you see the questions like this, circle the correct letters A to C. So when you read this direction, when you read this instruction, what to do we have multiple correct answers in type 1? Or do we have one correct answer in such type of questions? I'm looking at the chat box. You can write it down. Okay, multiple correct answers. 1, okay. Multiple, 1. I'll take 2 more answers. Okay. Okay. All right. Thank you so much for your prompt response. Now, please understand this. Do not confuse yourself during examination when you see the word like this, letters. Letters, it's defining to A to C. All right. Circle the correct letter and letters A to C. That means that you have 3 letter options, A, B, and C. Letters is referring to the option from A to C. It is not giving you a clue that there will be multiple correct answer. Okay, so in IELTS, when you see numbers 2, 3, 1, 4, when they are indicating numbers in the question, that means you have certain set of right answers according to the number defined above. So when you see no numbers, that means you have one correct answer. Okay, so this is what usually silly mistake what we do, because English is not our first language. So we confuse ourselves with certain sentences, which is one of them. Okay, so your way to go is that When you see indirection numbers, that means certain set of numbers are the one which are correct and you have to find them all. But if there is no number mentioned, that means only one correct answer would be there. Okay? We good here, everyone? Please do thumbs up if you're good to go. Mhm. Perfect. Okay. Now we're moving towards the second, that is short answers. It's all about understanding of instructions, how you have to give answers. Because if you go other way around of giving the instructions, you will have a problem. You will have a problem of not giving the right answer. So IELTS is all about understanding the instructions, what to do. So in this, you can see that write no more than 3 words or a number for each answer. When you look at these instructions, everyone, what does that mean? So you have to write only 3 words or 3 words plus number or 3 words which can include one number. What do you understand by it? If you cannot speak, please write in the chat box. Should I repeat myself? 3 words which can include a number. Alia, okay, good. Write 3 words only or a number as an answer. Okay. 3 words plus number. Okay. Okay. So I'm going to read the instruction one more time. You are solving short answers and questions. Okay. So when you are solving short answer and question, IELTS examination instructions give you a certain way to write down your answers. So in this question, it says, write no more than 3 words or a number for each answer. So for answering this, do you need to write only 3 words or 3 words plus one number or 3 words in which you can include, in which one number is included and other are words? What do you understand by this instruction? Either a number or only words less than 3. Good, Rafia. Okay, it means example type 1 could be. Good, good. You guys are getting there. Great. Um, great. I'm sorry, see, Sasan Kosi, I don't know. I'm saying your name very wrongly. Apologize, but you have given a very right answer. Yes. So you have to use 3 words. All right. Sentence in which you can write 2 words, one number. All right. You can write number as a word itself, 3, but you should not go more than 3. 1, 2, 3. You should, your sentence comprise of set of 3. Okay. 2 words, one number, 3 words itself. Okay. But I would advise you all, even if you need to write a number, okay, I would like you to write in words, okay, just in case so that you don't do any mistake. But if you're good with managing all, perfect, okay. But if the number is more than tens and ones, I would request you to write in a numerical, okay? We good here, everyone? Maximum 3 words limit. Okay, okay, yes. So if you're including a number itself, everybody, in the form of either numeric way or in the word, please, it should not be more than 3 itself. Okay, that means, for example, let me read the question so that I can come up. On which day of the week is the museum closed? Tuesday at 4 p.m. Okay, Tuesday at midnight, Saturday at noon, Saturday at 12 p.m. Okay? So you need to mention this way. Laili, did I clear you or no? So numbers are also has 3 number limits. Yes, yes, 2 words, then 1 number. You should not exceed more than, yes, good, good. All right, now we are moving towards the second question. List 3 things which the museum has recently bought. Write no more than 3 words for each answer. So what does that mean? It's very easy. Come on, you guys can do it. Only 3 words, Ruqayya. Very good. I love your prompt response. Good job. Okay, so only 3 words. No numerics, nothing on it. So see, IELTS is not rocket science. IELTS is all about understanding of instruction. Are we good here, everyone? All right, now we are moving towards third type, and that is sentence completion question. It is very close to short answers, but the only difference is this: in short answer and questions, you will get a complete question, but in sentence completion, you will have in the form of blanks. Okay, all the direction is the same. No more than 3 words, no more than 2 words. Okay, do not exceed more than 3 words. You will find such direction. Okay, so I hope this example number 1 is very much clear for you all. Right? No more than 3 words for each question. Yes? We good here? Has, had, and are. Okay. Now we're moving towards notes, table, form, summary, flowchart, diagram. I truly enjoy such questions. Why? Because solving it's very easy. You just simply have to click a category or alphabet and then you need to write it down. It does not take much of your time, or it does not check your grammatical skills. It's easier, but the only tricky part is that if you miss any point of conversation while you are listening, everything is going to go against you. Okay, so you can see that there are 2 types of notes, diagram, everything. Okay, they will provide you a box, they will give you a complete option, they will say that write the appropriate letters A to G. So usually what people do in common mistake is that they forget to write A to B in the answer sheet and they tend to choose to write a complete answer. It's not the right way because in the direction they are just asking you to choose the appropriate letters, not writing the whole sentence in that category. Okay? So when you are writing down in the answer sheet, you need to go through the letters, choose the right letters and write it down. Okay? When you go to the second part, you can see that it's giving you the same direction, no more than 3 words or a number, same way that we have explained before. So in this, while you're hearing the conversation, only you have to write it down, the important information. It could be a place, it could be um, total amount, it could be a time. Usually these questions are in the form of cards. You can see it's a card. It's like an ID card or like short card where you have to fill in only the important information. Okay, and you need to jot it down. Okay, are we good here, everyone? Can it be less than 3 words like 2? Yes, Tamanna, it can be. All right, it can be 1, 2, or 3, but not more than 3, Tamanna. Okay, in the blank, no more 3 words or in the total answer. Blank, my dear. Mamna, only the blank. Each blank, not the whole exercise. Harara, which point I should elaborate more? How to fill the blank. Okay. I was explaining if you can observe this chart or it's this table or note, you can say that. you can observe that this is in the form of card, okay, in which only the direct information is given, like what's the date, what's the time, what's the place. You need to just write down the key information. All right. So it would not be in the form of sentence. It would be in the form of just jotting down the information. Okay. The key information. Date, that means only date. Okay. Like 22nd November 2025. Time would be like from 4 p.m. to 5 p.m. Okay. Place would be virtually, or it could be any particular place where they have to go. The address. It could be one word or a complete line. And trust me, addresses are never that lengthy. So place would be up one or two words maximum where they have to be. Okay. So this is something we call it a card. It's not completion. It's not similar to this. Okay. In this, you have to make a complete sentence to complete the sentence itself. Considering the grammar type, it's present or past or in future, you have to complete the sentence. Okay? But when we are solving notes, table form, summary, flowchart, diagram, completion questions, you have to just jot down the exact information which is needed in this box directly, not in the form of sentence. Just write data. Kindly provide an example for each type 1 and 2. Okay, for example, type number 1. There are A to G categories in which you have to choose. You can read watchdog in Chinese, imperial court, bred to chase foxes, status symbol XYZ. So maybe pug is status symbol. So you will write C in number 1. Okay. But when we go to type number 2, it's ask you to write down the date. So you can write the date the way the dates are written. There are two ways you can write the date. It's either 22 in number, November in words, and then the year, 2025 in number again. Or you can write completely in the form of number, that is 22, 11, 2025. Yeah? So you can just write it this way. Date, time, again, 4 in number, PM, 5 in number, PM, depending. Place, it can be a stadium, it can be a school name, it can be a city itself, but it usually some place, name of the place. For example, you can write that Pearl Continent, 2 words, but is the name of the place. Okay, are we good here?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Some places have, most welcome. Some places have more than 3 words. Yep, they do. But in IELTS examination, when they are asking you write, do not write more than 3 words, they are making sure that they are not giving you any answers that would be more than what they ask. They are very precise in designing their test. Okay, so do not worry about that. What they claim in instruction, they make sure the answer is around that. So don't worry about that. Okay. Now we are moving towards the next part. The next part is, let me take labeling a diagram. Again, beautiful section in which you don't have to fuss about the grammatical section. Only you have to choose and you have to write it down. But if you look at the question, it says choose your answer from the box and write them next to question 1 to 6. It is not asking you, you need to write down either in the form of number or in the form of letters. You need to write itself the complete name, which is given below. So when you're hearing the conversation of a person who's explaining what is the place, where you are explaining the direction, it's giving you a complete blueprint while having conversation. So you have to listen to conversation very clearly. What boot one is, when they enter, what the boot one is all about. The name is written there. Then number 2, that's your question number 1. That is, what's the name of boot 2? Maybe it's Tibetan prayer works. So you have to write it down over here. Okay, so you have to listen to the conversation where it's leading you, and then you have to write down in a complete word. Okay, but if the conversation is going too fast, I would request you to write a key point. For example, you cannot write a complete sentence. You will write one, two, three, four over here, so that later when you are filling the answer sheet, you can just write completely. Okay, we're good here? Should I repeat again? Do we get the sheet of questions before hearing the tape? Yes, you do. Yes, you do. Okay. All right. Now we are moving towards the last part of listening. That is classification of questions. This one. Again, it's so easy as long as you are with the conversation. Okay. So you need to choose the letter. You need to write the letter, not the words itself. You need to choose the correct letter. You need to circle it. Which one is the correct letter for the right answer? Okay, so you need to write the letters and then you have to choose the letter, which is the right questions. Okay, so what is the best way to do it? First, read one question or whole, then you read the question first, Hamda. I have given an IELTS examination 2 times in my life. Okay, one time I was very stubborn. Um, I was believing that the way I'm doing IELTS is the right way. I was a student that time. I was reading the instructions later. I was going through the exercise first, listening or reading, okay, but I was not going toward the instruction first. I did not secure very good marks in IELTS. I was around 7, okay, but when I changed my way, I read the instruction first and then I jumped into the ocean. I score more than 8. So you need to understand this, that if you don't know the instruction, if you don't know what to do, you will kill your time. And majority of my problem, dear Hamda, was that I was in pressure to complete the answers on time. And in the end, I was doing a lot of mistakes. Okay. So you need to calm yourself down by understanding what you need to do. Once you understand that what you need to do, you can save time, you can save your energy, and you can align your work with the right answer. Okay. It's all about practice, Hamda. Okay. We're good here, everyone.
Yes, ma'am.
Perfect. All
Yes,
right.
ma'am. Thank you. Ma'am, I just want to add one thing. Like, if we read all the question, doesn't it make the confusion in our mind? Like, we just
Mm,
read all the question, and when we are reading that, and how we able to focus on one thing, that
okay.
actually made me confused about it.
Okay. I understand. Let me take you to the book. Okay. Just let me know if you can see the screen. Okay. Just 1 minute. I totally understand where you're taking me. Okay. Now, please let me know if you can see the screen, everybody. Can you all see the screen? Yes? No? Maybe?
Yes, ma'am.
Hamda, this is
Yes, we
part one.
can see.
Yes,
Perfect.
ma'am.
All right, everybody. Look, this is part one. Yes? This is part two. Yes? You see? This is part
Yes,
three.
ma'am.
And this is part four. Okay? Again, if you observe these questions, especially part two, it is divided again into set of different questions. And you can see a lot of gap over here. Till 14 it's here, then there's a huge gap. And then you're moving towards the next page. Whenever you see there is a gap, that means if this section is of 7 minutes, okay, you have to solve this question in first 3 minutes. And when the questions are done, you will move towards this part. That means you will have enough time to read the question. So what you need to do, so first part, you need to complete in 7 to 8 minutes. Okay. And you will be hearing in instructions as well that it will take 7 to 8 minutes, maybe 10 minutes for this section. So what you need to do, you need to only read part one, quickly see what it is all about, what I need to look into, what the conversation is all about, basically. You will have good 1 minute to read. Just read it calmly. and then wait for the conversation to start. Okay? And the second part would be the same. Then after 1 minute, the second part will start. And between the conversation, they will break and then give you minutes to go through it. So it's not difficult because you need to go through
Yeah.
questions to questions, part to part. You will not be confused. Okay? But if you are thinking that you have to go through every section, no, my love, it's not that way. Okay? Even I won't do it. I'll go banana. Okay? You see, you just read the question in such
Yes,
a,
ma'am.
you have to see who are the two people. Okay, it's Diana and Tim. Okay, so what they're talking about their work experience. Okay, so when they are talking about work experience, I will be listening to that session. So you need to see the important points, like scanning or skimming the conversation by reading it. Okay, we're good here, everyone?
Exactly. Thank you, ma'am.
Most
Now I
welcome.
got it.
No worries. Ma'am, there is only 30 seconds. How can we go through all the question and instructions? Oh, you can, Salman. You can. You, you can. You don't have to read the whole sentence, my dear Salman. Okay. In IELTS, we do skimming and scanning. That means when you are running your eyes around the sentence, you need to look for the subject and object. Okay, important points. And that, Salman, only comes with practice. So you need to read a lot, in order to build that habit to not to read complete sentence using the preposition, the conjunctions, you are wasting your time. So you need to just go through the skimming and scanning. Okay, Salman? Everybody, talk to me. Do not go quiet. Okay. Please let me know if it's too much for you guys so that I'll stop my conversation and I'll take you to the practice, okay? So I'm moving towards my slides. I hope you can see it. And I'm taking you towards something that I would request you to please do it on your own when we are done with this conversation, okay? These are tips that I was telling you. You can read it so that you can go through it again. Um, this is something they gave to us when we were learning how to be a good trainer for IELTS. So if you are scoring band score this, or if we have to give individual marks while checking 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So what are the areas that you have to see? And IELTS, Liz, is such a beautiful um, website to understand IELTS in detail. It was made around a decade before, and it's still, I would suggest you should go that. It's written over here, IELTS. So you must understand what are the key points just because you're going to get certain band score. So you need to go through that again, okay? So for IELTS grammar, for any section, dear participants, this is the key grammar. If you are weak at that, you cannot score good. I cannot emphasize in this, um, like you need to make sure you know how to understand how tenses work. Tenses is not about remembering the rules, just okay. It's about understanding the structure of a sentence, how you will define certain time period. Okay, you must understand when you're writing it down or you're listening the conversation, you understand the time period. It's nearby or it's like it's a conversation for a distance time period. You need to understand while listening to um, the category of tense that you're hearing it, subcategories of past, subcategories of present, future, where the time stand. You need to understand this. Okay, you need to understand how noun works, how the grammar of noun really works. Okay, adjectives, modals, pronouns, articles, every single thing. So these are the bare minimum that you have to do in order to jump into writing. Okay, we good here, everyone? Yes. Okay, so we'll look through the questions and skim
Yes,
past.
ma'am.
Yes, Alia, exactly like this. Okay, so now we are moving towards something that you won't like. that is vocabs. If you are like me, horrible at remembering things, I am so bad in memorizing. So bad. So what I have always done in my life to understand the concept of anything. So if you are like me, um, I feel your pain. What you need to do is you have to understand the suffixes and prefixes. Understand the concept of how the words are becoming the words itself. Okay, so when you understand the roots of all, you don't have to memorize 1,000, 1,500 words in order to achieve excellent vocabs itself. So when you understand the suffix, you will do it yourself. You will get into the details. But if you are a miracle learner, you can learn the words. Please, these are the bare minimum 1,000 words. Go through it. Okay, so these are the which is easily available for everybody. Please go through it. This is the website and the link where you can have free audios, free videos, PDF files in order to practice. Okay, so these are the two links. You can go through it. This is again, Google Drive link. You can go through it. These are the set of books and blah, blah, blah. Okay, so if you guys have any question, please ask, because we are going to solve listening part 1 and we will see how we are doing. Not to scare you, but let's see um, how we're doing it after understanding certain examples. Okay, once you guys are ready, please do thumbs up. I'm going to play audios over here, but I would request you, I'm going to open PDF as well, but maybe you cannot see the questions clearly. I would request you to open the book 17, and I would request you to go to test 1, part 1. Please open part 1. Once you're ready, um, I will start playing the audios. Okay, once you're ready, please let me know. If I prepare for IELTS test, do you think I can take any other test like, well, Layli, um, as a previous teacher, I would tell you how you can make your life easy. I would request you to go to the syllabus of CEFR. I always say this in each and every section. Once you are at CEFR B2 level, okay, that means now your only job is to understand instruction of the question. You can give any test, Duolingo, TOEFL, IELTS, GRE, any section of maths you can get, okay? So the people, what mistake they do, or they want to sell the examination or, make money, is that they do not clear the students how they have to learn language. If you have to learn language, if you have to do above average, please complete the syllabus of CEFR. I'm going to write it down in the chat box. CEFR level B2. Okay, this is something you must do. Okay, so once you're done with this, advancing your language skill is so much easy. You can do it on your own. But if you're not at CFR level B2, you will always have problem. So once you clear this, you can give any set of English language test, be it of any name, anyway. Okay, so you need to work around this. Once you do that, you're good to go. You have to understand the instructions. That's it. What they are asking you to do to solve the answer. Once you know that, perfecto, no problem at all. You can get any examination that you want. Okay, so now I'm going to open the PDF file. Okay. And I'm really afraid that you guys are not going to see a completion, but this is what I'm requesting you to open. Page 10. Okay. We are going to solve page 10. This one. Okay. And I'm going to turn on the conversation. Please let me know if you can hear it.
IELTS 17, published by
Can you hear it? Just say yes, no, or write in the chat box,
Yes.
please.
Yes.
Yes, okay. Now, do not read any questions, okay? And I want you to go through this conversation, okay? And solve it. It's only 7 minutes, all right? So everybody, keep your mic muted, and we are starting in next 2 seconds. And here we go.
IELTS 17, published by Cambridge University Press and Assessment 2022. This recording is copyright. Test 1. This is the IELTS listening test. You will hear a number of different recordings and you will have to answer questions on what you hear. There will be time for you to read the instructions and questions and you will have a chance to check your work. All the recordings will be played once only. The test is in 4 parts. At the end of the test, you will be given 10 minutes to transfer your answers to the answer sheet. Now turn to part 1. Part 1. You will hear a woman called Jan phoning a man about their local conservation group. First, you have some time to look at questions 1 to 5. Now listen carefully and answer questions 1 to 5.
Hello?
Oh, hello. My name's Jan. Are you the right person to talk to about the Buckworth Conservation Group?
Yes, I'm Peter. I'm the secretary.
Good. I've just moved to this area and I'm interested in getting involved. I was in a similar group where I used to live. Could you tell me something about your activities, please?
Of course. Well, we have a mixture of regular activities and special events. One of the regular ones is trying to keep the beach free of litter. A few of us spend a couple of hours a month on it, and it's awful how much there is to clear. I wish people would be more responsible and take it home with them.
I totally agree. I'd be happy to help with that. Is it okay to take dogs?
I'm afraid not, as they're banned from the beach itself. You can take them along the cliffs, though, and children are welcome.
Right.
We also manage a nature reserve, and there's a lot to do there all year round. For example, because it's a popular place to visit, we spend a lot of time looking after the paths and making sure they're in good condition for walking.
I could certainly help with that.
Good. And we have a programme of creating new habitats there. We've just finished making and installing nesting boxes for birds to use, and next we're going to work on encouraging insects. They're important for the biodiversity of the reserve.
They certainly are.
Oh, and we're also running a project to identify the different species of butterflies that visit the reserve. You might be interested in taking part in that.
Sure. I was involved in something similar where I used to live, counting all the species of moths. I'd enjoy that.
Another job we're doing at the reserve is replacing the wall on the southern side, between the parking area and our woodshed. It was badly damaged in a storm last month.
Okay.
Before you hear the rest of the conversation, you have some time to look at questions 6 to 10. Now listen and answer questions 6 to 10.
Then, as I said, we have a programme of events as well, both at the weekend and during the week.
Right. I presume you have guided walks. I'd like to get to know the local countryside as I'm new to the area.
Yes, we do. The next walk is to Ruston Island a week on Saturday. We'll be meeting in the car park at Dunsmore Beach at low tide. That's when the sands are dry enough for us to walk to the island without getting wet.
Sounds good.
The island's a great place to explore. It's quite small and it's got a range of habitats. It's also an ideal location for seeing seals just off the coast or even on the beach.
Okay. And is there anything we should bring? Like a picnic, for instance?
Yes, do bring one, as it's a full-day walk. And of course, it'll be wet walking across and back, so make sure your boots are waterproof.
I must buy a new pair. There's a hole in one of my current ones. Well, I'd definitely like to come on the walk.
Great. Then later this month, we're having a one-day woodwork session in Hopton Wood.
I've never tried that before. Is it okay for beginners to take part?
Definitely. There'll be a couple of experts leading the session, and we keep the number of participants down, so you'll get as much help as you need.
Excellent. I'd love to be able to make chairs.
That's probably too ambitious for one day. You'll be starting with wooden spoons, and of course learning how to use the tools. And anything you make is yours to take home with you.
That sounds like fun. When is it?
It's on the 17th from 10 a.m. until 3. There's a charge of £35, including lunch, or £40 if you want to camp in the wood.
I should think I'll come home the same day. Well, I'd certainly like to join the group. It sounds like you've got...
That is the end of Part 1. You now have half a minute to check your answers to Part 1.
All right, my dear participants, I want you to look at question number 1 to 10. If you want, I can just make it more visible for you guys. Over here. Question 1 to 10. Just see how many of them you were able to make it. That's it. Please just write why if you have done it in the form of yes, or do thumbs up so that I can see everybody have checked themselves where they stand. Thank you, Alita, Alfred, Ferraro, Hadia again. Thank you. Oh, good, good. Yes, Selma. In the beginning, I told you, right? If you're not comfortable with different accent, you will have, okay? But again, it's not something that you cannot do. It's need practice. You need to just listen to BBC radio, BBC blogs, podcasts and stuff like that so that, you see where do you stand, okay? Good, good, good. You guys are doing great. Good. Okay. So that was all about listening. Okay. We have done one part because we have to complete reading as well tonight, okay? And I will explain you all the examples, like I've explained you for the listening. I will make you comfortable in understanding the psychology behind every test, so you understand the examiner's idea or mindset behind why they have come up with this section. Okay, so if you don't understand what you need to do, you will always do 50-50. Okay, but now you know exactly what it is all about. You can definitely give you a shot on that. Okay, I hope you're good here. Even you guys have no questions right, it's just fine. I'm telling you, it's just fine. Okay. Do you think all IELTS listening is at this level? IELTS listening is quite funny. Yeah, but it's something like this. Okay, but different accent. It's not one type of accent. Okay, I couldn't do two options, but the reason was loss of focus in middle of listening. Yes, Rami, it happens. But you did good. Eventually, it's good. Okay, so if listening is all good to go, can I share with you the reading material? Please write in the chat box so that we can continue. Or if it's too much for you for tonight, we can continue that tomorrow. I don't want to burden you, please. Okay, just let me know. Good. Okay, I'm sure. So it's a yes for tomorrow. It's a yes for right now. Let's do it. Thank you, Yasin. I like that. Okay. I'm sharing you second file. Okay. Please confirm if you have received and if you have downloaded. Okay. Once you're ready, please let me know. I would like to start the conversation soonest. Please know that we will understand all the details here, but I would request you to do one of the activities at home tomorrow. Okay? Would that be okay with you all? All right. Now I'm sharing the screen. Please let me know if you all can see the screen. Can you all see the screen? Visible? All right. Perfect. All right. Like listening, I requested you all, you have to read the instruction first, and then you have to jump into solving it. Reading is the same, okay? Listening has the only downfall is that if you miss 1-2 seconds of the conversation, you will be guessing the rest of the conversation. In reading, if you waste your time by wasting time reading thoroughly again and again and again, you will lose time to give the right answers. If your vocabulary is not strong, you will have problem. So this is something you cannot compromise with. Okay? So you have to make sure that either you can memorize certain set of vocabulary, is good. If not, you have to understand roots of vocabulary so that if you don't understand the meaning, at least you can guess the origin of the word so that you don't do any mistake. We're good here, everyone? This is something I would really request. You need to practice on these areas. Listening, you need to practice on focus. Reading, you need to focus on what we say, how to skim and scan, how to work on vocabs. If this is not there, you cannot do it. Okay, my dear? All right, so now we are moving towards reading. Again, story about journal and academic set, you know that. It's a 1 hour exercise. It's going to train you. Reading is not fun. I'm telling you, as long as you're giving IELTS journal, reading is fun. Because IELTS journal is all about daily life, daily routine, like subjects, okay? So it's easier. But when we are doing academic, IELTS academic, it's quite draining because they are giving you exercises which has you understanding the written conversation, how you can communicate through words. Can you get the right set of data from them? So it's more comprehensive. Okay. So when we talk about 1 hour of complete, details. So for academic, you have to do 3 different set of exercises. For journal, you have to do 2 set of exercises. Okay. So let's look at academic reading passages, 3 parts, how you're going to answer them. So it will be form of the passage. They will give you either like journal or newspaper article or passages which is focused on clear academic issues. Academic words mean in detail, in depth information that you have to go through. When we talk about journal training, they will give you magazine, books, notices, routine, focus on social and cultural impact mostly, daily life. Okay. So in 60 minutes, in both section, you have to do 40 questions. You will have around 1 to 1.5. Just consider yourself 1 minute to answer one question. Okay. So now we are, this is something you need to take a test. Where do you stand at reading? So you can go through it and you can see where do you stand. Type of question, it will be 10 type of question. Either it's journal or academic. They will give you multiple choice, short answers, sentence completion, notes, tabs, yes or no, not given, a true, false, not given, classification, matching list, phrases, choosing headings, adding identification information, labeling. So let's see what it is all about. Okay. I'm going to take you to the example. Okay. Before going to example, this is something I would really request you to understand. What is skimming and what is scanning? And whatever you're good at, please choose that technique in order to read fast the data given to you. Okay? Skimming is reading rapidly in order to get journal overview of the material. Scanning is reading rapidly in order to find specific fact. I am so bad at skimming. I'm good at scanning. I see certain important words and I try to find it while I'm reading the passage. Okay, this is something which is easy because you can find keywords, key information, or you can just match it. Skimming is something you have to go through in detail, but in the faster way in which you are skipping the preposition, conjunction, and then you're making sentence in your head while you're reading it thoroughly and you can get through it. Okay, there are 2 ways. Now we are looking at the examples. Okay, this is, I think, part 1, if I'm not wrong. Yes, multiple choice. Again, I want you to read the instruction. Okay, choose the appropriate letters AD and write them in boxes 1 to 3 in your answer sheets. How many right answers are there in this option? Please write on the chat box if you cannot speak. 1 right answer. Perfect. 1 right answer. When you're looking at type 2 and type 3, in which numbers are mentioned, 2 and 3, what does that mean? In the options of letters, certain set of number would be the right answer. So, and you have to find those certain set of the right answer. Either it's 2 or 3, right? Are we good here, everyone? Yes? Thank you so much. Okay. Now we are moving to our short answers. When we're looking at the short answers, the instruction is the same. Write no more than 3 words answering the following question. That means you have only read the words, but when you look at the questions, how old was Spencer when he did his first degree? So whenever you're doing reading sections in which you have to write short answers, you have to be very careful with the tenses. If it's past, you have to write past. If it's present, you need to choose words which describe the timeline that is present. Okay? And then you have to be very careful. Sure, you should not exceed more than 3 words. It can be 2, it can be 3, but not 4, 5, 6. And there should be nor numeric words involved in it. When we go to type 2, same thing. You have to list 4 reasons for Spencer's being a child prodigy. I mean, like, what are the 4 different reasons? You see, it's saying list 4 reasons. 1, 2, 3. Sentences are given, okay? But again, you need to write no more than 3 words. That means if you are listing for 3, 4, 5, in one sentence, you have to make a compound sentence in which you have to use conjunction. You have to put 2 categories, 2 characteristic of Spencer in one sentence. Do you understand me? Or should I repeat that? Everybody. Okay. So when you're reading type 2, it says you have to list 4 reasons, 4 characteristics, 4 areas in which you have to say why Spencer was a child prodigy. What was the 4 reason that he was known as a child prodigy? But if you see at the option, it has given you only 3 to 5. Here, you need to give 4 reasons, but in three sentences. And each sentence should not be more than 3 words. In both the category, you can see that they are not asking you to write in numeric form. You have to write words, only words. So in any of these lines, it can be 3, 4, 5, you have to make one sentence in which you have to use the word and, A-N-D, and you have to combine 2 characteristics or 2 reasons in one sentence. Okay, so you will be listing 4 reasons, but inside 3 answers. Okay? We good here? Everybody? You see, none of the instructions are saying numbers, please. It's saying words, words, words. So you don't have to write any numbers. I hope this instruction is very much clear. Good. Now we're moving towards next category, and that is sentence completion. And when we are talking about sentence completion question, it has 2 types. One type in which you have to write appropriate letters. You just need to write letter. Choose the best letter, that means for. And type 2 is that you need to write words and you have to complete the sentence according to the grammar. Okay, so let me just check your grammar. In point 4 of type, is it a present or past? The sentence. Okay. Anybody else? One person is saying present. Bulbs should be stored. Present. Okay, present. Okay. So why do you think it's a present? Present, future, present, present. Okay. Future, no. Okay. When you are giving a direction, it's always a present. If you are showing some routine, any disciplinary word is always in the category of present. Okay? So first one is present because it's giving a complete direction what one person has to do with, it has to do with storing a bulb. It's present. Number 5, seeds may deteriorate if exposed to. So it's a present or past. Seeds may deteriorate if exposed to. Why it's present, why it's not past? Why it's present, why it's not past? It's also an instruction, explanation. Good, good, you guys are there. Good. If you observe all of the sentences, most of them in IELTS is in passive. So you need to take care of that. Now we are moving towards next category, notes table form, blah, blah, blah. It's easier. Why? Because you don't have to make sentences. You just need to put the right data in it, right information in it. So you need to understand what you need to do. Again, you need to choose appropriate letters for choosing the right answers over here. And for the type 2, you need to write only words, not more than 3. Again, these words are just data, right information. It's not completion of sentence. You just need to put the right data in it. All right? So you don't need to worry about grammar, just placing the right information. Okay? It can be in the form of noun. It can be in the form of numbers. Noun means name, place, animal, thing, and in quantity, adjective. Okay? We're good here with type 1 and type 2 when it comes to note and data and table. Yes? No?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So this is something. This is something you have to understand before we jump into types. Yes means correct, right? No means it's not correct. True and false is the same. One of the options you can find is that not given or true. The other one is not given. What's the difference between not given or true and not given? Anybody? If you don't know, just write. I'm going to explain you. Fact or indirectly indicated contrary. Very good. Yes, not given in text. Good. It means I'm not sure about, but maybe it's true. Okay. Yes means completely true. No means completely wrong. Maybe it's not there. Information is not there. Not given, again, the information is not there. False means completely wrong. When you have option given, not given or true, so you have to be very mindful of reading passage in which universal truth may be there, or maybe they ask you a question about universal truth, which information is not there, but universally we know it's true. For example, sun rises from the west or from the east. What do you understand by that? It's very easy. Come on. Yes, east. Okay. So if in the question is given in such a way, we are talking about sun and the direction of the sun. And in the passage, none of the information is around that. But the question is asking you to choose. So the option would be this one. In the passage, this information is not given, but it's true. Okay, so there will be a lot of information like this. Okay, we're good here, everyone? So it's for
Yes, ma'am.
universal truth. Okay, we use it for the universal truth. So now we are looking at the two options given to you. Okay, type 1. Do the following statement reflect the situation as described by the writer in the reading passage? Yes, no, not given. So what do you understand by this? How you have to solve this? Do you need to write yes, no, not given? Or you need to go through a complete sentence, writing of sentence of the answers? What do you need to do? Please write in the chat box so that we can move on. All right. Okay, good. You guys are there. Thank you for this smiley face. All right. So what you need to do is that you need to choose one best answer for this, and you have to write yes, no, or not given. Okay. Type 2, same. You need to choose the words true, false, not given next to the number, question number, and it will be, there will be one true, one false, one's not given. It's not possible there will be multiple true answers or multiple wrong answers. So you have to be very careful while choosing it. Okay? We good here?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you so much. Okay, we're almost there. We're halfway through. Please have patience with me. Now we have to move towards classification of question. It's very simple. You will have questions given. For example, from 1 to 5, 1 to 7, 1 to 4. You need to choose the right option. And how you have to choose is that they will be giving you in the form of initials. And then you have to write initials in next to the questions, which rightly fits in. For example, the biggest spender on personal travel is United States. So you have to write US at 1 in the answer sheet. We good here? We are good. I like this. Okay. Now we're moving towards matching. In matching, you need to go through the options. Okay. And then you need to read the questions like Anna Blair. You see different names. When you're going through all the information in the passage, you need to understand that which list of opinion rightly fits with the person. Then you have to choose that letter because it says you have to choose the appropriate letter, and then you have to write it down the right letter next to the question. Okay? Yes, yes. We good? Can we move towards the next part? Okay, make a habit of writing why. I will understand that we understand it. Okay, thank you so much. Okay. Choosing headings. I don't like this one. I personally don't like this one, but you have to do what we have to do. So you will be having passages. For example, A to G, like in Roman way, 1 to 9, depending. So under each, you see listing headings. That means one means in passage, for example, section A, ABCD. Name of the complete passage section is ABC. Then you have to choose which of the headings is the best one. The same way we can go with A to E. Sometimes the passages are given in number or in letters. Maybe sometimes the paragraph is given in the form of either ABC or the listing of numbers in the Roman way or Roman way. So you need to find right title, right heading for each section as given. Okay, I've done, is your favorite? I've done a lot of mistakes in this. I'm not giving good with the headings. All right. So now I'm moving towards the next part, if everyone agrees. No, yes, perhaps, maybe. Just write why. Thank you. Okay, second lost. Have patience with me. Second lost, all right. Scanning and identifying location of information. Again, they will be giving you direction. Concerned that recycling is not profitable. And then you have to go through the passage in which every paragraph would be written in the form of either number or letters, A, B, C, D, or 1, 2, 3, 4. You have to choose the paragraph and then you have to label it. Again, it's very, very close to choosing the heading. This is something I like because it's easy. You just need to find the information. So the difference is in this, you need to find the number or letters where certain set of information is given. And in this one, you need to give a title to the paragraph or passage itself. Okay? We good here? We good here? Yep. Okay, I like it. All right, last one, congratulations. I have placed the same example from listening to here because these two is pretty similar when it's come to labeling. The only difference is this. In the listening part, you have to listen. In the reading part, you have to read. That's it. Nothing else. Okay? Yes, you must be. Okay. So now, please, you need to go through the online materials given to you. You need to make sure you understand how you will be marked. You need to understand grammar, bare minimum grammar for IELTS, vocabs, practice. That's it. Okay? So, my request is to give yourself minimum of 4 weeks. Honestly, 2 hours per day, you will score more than 6. If you're giving yourself 6 to 8 weeks, 2 hours per day, you will be much better and you will be securing 7, maybe more than 7. I have invested my time when I was a complete teacher, dedicated teacher, and I have seen students, professionals who are dedicated in practice. They did amazing. Okay? Practice, it needs practice. So if you're aiming to give IELTS, you have to switch your listening, your thinking, your practice of, a media, usage. You have to choose the medium of that particular set of accent. Okay? So if you're not comfortable in listening to such accent, reading the instruction and preparing your mind to come up with certain set of vocabs and finding the data and writing the data on time, you are going to do something really bad for yourself. That is, you will lose the confidence and then you will start doubting. IELTS is nothing but practice and understanding. Okay? So this is all for me. This is all about reading and listening. I really, really hope you all will go through the practice section and you will work on yourself. You know exactly what time is free for you. And first decide where you need to go. Where do you stand? Are you at band 4, 5, 6? Where are you? Be very honest with yourself. IELTS is one of the expensive tests. Okay? Do not waste your money over unjustified decision to yourself. Dig into where do you stand, how much time you need, and then practice. Okay? And in the TOEFL session, I made a slide in which I said you need to know how much time you have to give yourself. That's option number 1. Option number 2 is that find a group of individuals who can practice with you. Okay? If that too is not possible, find a mentor who can make you learn, make you discipline, see what kind of person you are. Okay? Could you resend the links? All right, I will just do everything all over again in the group. And yes, you can do that. Do you have link to CFR test? You can find it online in the British Council as well. You can just Google it, CFR. You will find everything about C. There's a lot of free materials out there. Just Google it. Trust me with this. Okay? All right, now I'm going offline, but I'm not going anywhere. I'm going to give you the answers, but I think it's pretty long for the YouTube live, and I will take all the questions over here. All right. So on the YouTube live, thank you so much for your time. I am at Zoom. You guys